Hello and welcome. I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for joining us. Our top story today at noon, the latest out of Austin, Texas, where police believe the man responsible for a string of recent deadly package bombings blew himself up while police tried to close in on his location. ABC's Marcus Moore has the latest from Austin as police reveal the suspect's identity.
The suspect in a string of bombings that terrorized Austin is dead.
As members of the Austin Police Department SWAT team approached the vehicle, the suspect detonated a bomb inside the vehicle.
Police able to close in on the man whose sources have identified as 24-year-old Mark Anthony Condon with the help of witnesses and surveillance video from a FedEx retail store in southwest Austin, where the suspect shipped at least one explosive device. He also shipped a second package from that same store, but this one didn't explode. Authorities say that second package provided investigators with significant clues.
Today's a great day for law enforcement.
The manhunt is over, but police fear there might be more bombs.
Because we don't know where this suspect has spent his last 24 hours, and therefore we still need to remain vigilant to ensure that no other packages or devices have been left through the community.
Police say they don't know if Condon acted alone in the 5 bombings, and the motive is also unclear. Condon is believed to be responsible for planning 3 package bombs on doorsteps in neighborhoods, killing 2 people. A 4th and more sophisticated bomb detonated next to a street in a residential subdivision and was triggered by a tripwire strung over a sidewalk. A 5th bomb exploded Tuesday at a FedEx distribution center about an hour south of Austin. And at a different FedEx center in Austin, authorities found that 6th device that did not detonate. Right now, investigators are at what is believed to be Condon's home north of Austin, looking for more evidence in this bombing spree. Marcus Moore, ABC News, Pflugerville, Texas.
Now to a developing story in Maryland where a school resource officer is being praised for stopping a high school shooting. Authorities say 17-year-old Gaskin Rollins shot and wounded 2 other students. Investigators say he opened fire in the hallway yesterday morning, shooting a female student before engaging in a round of gunfire with the school resource officer. Police say it's not clear yet whether Rollins was killed by the officer's shot or if he committed suicide. New developments involving the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting where 17 students lost their lives. Governor Rick Scott is now offering Florida Highway Patrol troopers to help secure the school. That extra security comes after several students were arrested and the school's resource officer was suspended for allegedly falling asleep on the job. One student is accused of pulling a knife out during a fight, another of displaying a knife on a bus, and a third making a threat on social media. Plus, the brother of the Parkland school shooting suspect, Nicholas Cruz, is now sitting in the same jail. The judge imposed a $500,000 bond for Zachary Cruz for trespassing at Stoneman Douglas High on Monday. Trespassing usually involves a much smaller bond, but the judge agreed with prosecutors that Zachary Cruz had been warned not to visit the school and that the enormity of the Valentine's Day massacre warranted a higher bond. Those who have given donations to Broward County fund drives for the victims' families may get a tax deduction. Senator Marco Rubio of Florida introducing a bill that would allow tax deductions for donations to groups supporting Parkland families. The bill would treat organizations as charities that collect cash contributions for the victims' families. New details today on that deadly bridge collapse in Miami. New documents show there was a key design change that put the construction of the bridge behind schedule. The schedule and change also put the bridge millions of dollars over budget. It's still unclear if the design change contributed to the collapse. A second lawsuit has also been filed in that collapse by a Florida International University student who was driving when the bridge fell and crushed the back end of her car. And it's a wrap. In just a few weeks, the snowbirds are expected to head back north. So just how will this impact local businesses? ABC 7's Marla Spence joins us from Main Street in Sarasota.
Businesses up and down Main Street and all across Sarasota could soon see a drop in business as the snowbirds head back home soon. Each year, more than 80,000 Northerners flock to the Suncoast during the winter months. A Sarasota restaurant owner says when snowbirds leave after Easter, it creates a huge cut in business for his 2 restaurants, C'est La Vie and Lolita Tartine in downtown Sarasota.
I will say C'est La Vie, we drop like probably, like 30–40% of our sales during the summer, definitively. And Lolita, like I said, it's easy 50% that we lose on the sales.
He tells us each year for almost 20 years, snowbirds bring in the bulk of his revenue.
We're always very sad, you know, to see the snowbirds, because we really enjoy also having the snowbirds. This is people, they have time, they enjoy life.
The owner tells us this year he's been preparing to keep money coming into his 2 restaurants by adding more services.
What we're working on now is to having delivery, of course, for all the local people.
We spoke to Ron Soto with the Sarasota Downtown Merchants Association. He says when snowbirds head on back home, there's a 2-week dry period. He says after that period, locals come on out, they spend their dollars, and business goes back to booming for Sarasota. I'm Marla Spence, reporting in Sarasota for ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
All right, thank you, Marla. I'm sure the snowbirds will be liking today's weather better than yesterday, although it is a little chilly and cool out there, but no complaints because other parts of the country, it's a little snowy.
Not as good. Yes, we have what's basically the meteorological equivalent, broadcast equivalent of phoning home and asking folks how the weather is when you know darn well they're freezing up there.
Yeah, there's Central Park right there, a great scene of it.
Central Park, and we also have a shot of our local webcam to contrast, which is showing some pretty nice weather. Yeah. It's been freezing up there for about 4 or 5 hours now, and it'll probably be freezing for the next 24.
We're going to get a lot more snow.
Yeah, they are. Oh my gosh, are they going to get hit hard, actually, all the way from New York to Boston. There's our tower cam. Isn't that a pretty shot? Absolutely beautiful weather out there. Now, you'll notice the camera kind of bouncing around just a little bit, but yes, it is kind of windy out there. That is true. And we do have some advisories up because of the winds that are out there. They have a small craft advisory that is up through tomorrow because our seas will be running 5 to 7 feet. And we also have that area shaded in red, which is a red flag warning. It doesn't encompass a lot of our area, but part of Charlotte County is under that red flag warning, and all of us really do need to be careful with fire over the next day or two because of the low relative humidities around. A little bit of cloud cover around today, but it's now giving way to mostly full wall-to-wall sunshine. Temperatures are a little on the cool side. They're coming in the mid to upper 60s across the region, and I don't think we're going to get a whole lot warmer than that. I'll call the top out temperature at about 68 because that cold air will continue to drain down. But lots of sunshine, a very, very pretty sky out there. We'll have the complete forecast for you coming up in a few, Scott.
All right, John, thank you. It was a close vote in Manatee and a landslide in Sarasota County. School referendums for both counties passing yesterday. In Sarasota County, the referendum passed with nearly 79% of the vote, the highest it's ever won by. While in Manatee County, it narrowly passed by a 51 to 48% vote. Here's a reaction now from both counties' school superintendents.
This community to know how much we appreciate what they've done for us, and the best way to show them that we appreciate them is by being the very best school district that we can possibly be.
Today is a day of excitement, a day of gratitude. This community has once again shown that they value public education, and that's a great feeling as a superintendent.
This is the first education property tax in Manatee County. The average homeowner will pay an extra $220 a year on average. Also last night, voters electing 3 Longboat Keytown commissioners for the at-large seat. Erwin Pastor wins another 2-year term. In District 3, Ken Schneier beat John Weber, and in District 5, incumbent Ed Zunes narrowly winning another term. In Manatee County, students at Onico Elementary are each getting a free book to take home, and it's all thanks to the Manatee YMCA. The school distributing more than 1,000 books to students across all grades. And their principal says this initiative by the YMCA is helping pave the way for the students' future.
Get books in the hands of students to read is improving their literacy skills, introducing them to vocabulary words that they may not necessarily be familiar with, and that makes a huge difference in the lives of the students and puts them on a road path to success in their future education endeavors.
YMCA officials say they hope to continue the book drive initiative at every Manatee County school over the next few years. Still to come in your Suncoast News, how often you should be checking your credit report and how you can do it for free. And why a pregnant woman ended up in a dramatic chase with thieves. Story coming up.
In life after the military, it's our duty as veterans to have each other's back. I'm retired Colonel Greg Gatson, and it's my mission to help you get the benefits and services you've earned. If you need to file a VA claim, remember these important steps. Submit an online claim through ebenefits.va.gov. Work with an accredited Veteran Service Organization, or VSO. And if you need to attend a VA claim exam, please go. Visit this website to learn what to expect.
So Matt told me to meet him at 7 a.m. sharp right here. It is now 7:01 a.m. You think Matt will leave without me? Hey, is Matt here?
Long gone.
Long gone.
Just missed him.
Just missed him.
All done.
Mr. Sparky guarantees they're on time and the repair is free, so chop chop.
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Matt, you started without me.
I finished without you too.
Come experience the rugged capability and luxurious comfort of a new Ram truck and get big savings during Ram Truck Month at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Shop the area's largest selection of new Ram trucks. Get the all-new redesigned 2018 Ram Quad Cab for as little as $23,999. Or save big and get $10,000 off a new Ram Bighorn Crew Cab. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota today.
Today, everyone is looking for more fashionable choices in flooring than ever before. And G. Fried has responded with a huge selection of carpets, tile, wood, laminate, and vinyl. Installed by a highly skilled team, G. Fried has got everything you're looking for and more. The next time you think about quality flooring, think G. Fried Flooring America. G. Fried Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Check out mysuncoast.com/dining, your guide to the foodie lifestyle. Now your ABC7 First Alert weather forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
Nice viewer photos sent in to us here at pics at mysuncoast.com from Holmes Beach. Michael, thank you very much. Beautiful shot there of the setting sun. Another gorgeous shot from Rattlesnake Key. Thank you, Dennis, for that shot. Beautiful one here from Siesta Key. Just love the sand at Siesta Key, don't you, Susan? Thank you. And finally in Venice, Darlene sent this beautiful, just color-filled shot in. Thank you very much. We love those. It's a nice way to greet the weathercast, I think. 66 degrees the air temperature outside. It's pleasant. It's nice. It's a little breezy coming in now northwest at 23 miles an hour. So, you know, if you're working today in a lift of some sort or you know, you're manning a crane, you have your work cut out for you because it's breezy. And if you go over the Skyway Bridge, it's both hands on the wheels in a high-profile vehicle, no doubt about it. But those winds will be subsiding probably by tomorrow. But for today, again, small craft advisory up, rip current advisory up. It's not a particularly great day for water sports. The temperature is not going to rise a whole lot more than it is right now thanks to that strong onshore wind flow. We'll probably only top out a few degrees warmer than we are at this moment. We've got 66 in Bradenton. We've got 66 in Sarasota, Venice, Inglewood, 67 Mayaca City, 67 in Arcadia. Pretty uniform temperature structure all across the region. 170 down in Punta Gorda. So we top it out at 68 by around 3 o'clock, and then we'll watch our temperatures, I think, kind of fall off fairly quickly. 65 degrees at 7 p.m., 60 degrees at midnight, and then we'll be getting down into the 50s as you wake up tomorrow morning. We'll have about 53 degrees. So a cool night shaping up for us. One thing I think is that tomorrow we'll probably watch our temperatures drop off a little faster because the winds will be dying down just a little bit. So because of those gusty winds kind of stirring up the atmosphere, we tend to not fall off as quickly as we might if the winds were calmer. And that will change tomorrow, I think. So we'll look at the future cast hour by hour, and we have plenty of sunshine throughout the day today. That is not a problem. Maybe a few fair weather clouds might pass by from time to time, but nothing really thick. And then as we head into the overnight, we'll watch those temperatures drop into the 50s, and then maybe even some lower 50s around tomorrow morning when you wake up. and then we'll warm up pretty quickly thereafter. So, Titan radar, quiet, of course, as you would expect, but that is not the case to the north of us. To the north, we have that large-scale, low-pressure area continuing to develop. It is going to be a real snow producer, and some of the current computer models continue to suggest some snowfall accumulations that along the coastline anyway, and even in pockets along the coastline, are approaching the foot, maybe even more mark, and in parts of Long Island may really get some heavy snows. So the forecast kind of looks like this for boaters today. Is again, I mentioned, not a great day for boating. Small craft advisories up. It'll be choppy to rough out there today. 68 the temperature for today, 66 tomorrow, 70 on Friday. Cold nights, couple of cold nights, temperatures in the 40s. And then as we head into the weekend, we will start to warm. We'll be back into mid to upper 70s, but we don't stop there. Next work week, we're back into the 80s. Scott?
All right, John, thank you. In consumer news, it's Credit Education Month, which is a good time to check your credit report and make sure everything is accurate. ABC7's Stephanie Webb has more.
Whether it's buying that dream truck, renting a new apartment, or scoring that new job, all of those can come down to one thing: your credit score. So just how often should you check your credit report to make sure it's up to date and accurate?
At the bare minimum, once a year. You can go to annualcreditreport.com and get your free one each and every year. But I recommend checking it once a month. This way you can catch any glitches happening in your credit. If you missed a payment, maybe you can catch it early enough to limit the damage it does. Or if there's a fraud on your account, you can catch it before it hurts your credit.
These days, yes, there are apps for that too. Popular ones like Credit Karma and Credit Sesame. Now you can sign up for notifications to see if something on your credit report changes. Some will even offer tips on how to improve your score.
They even have credit score predictors. It'll say, okay, if you pay all your bills for this many months, pay off this loan, your score could increase this much. That way you can plan out if you're maybe shopping for a house. You can plan out how to get your score as high as possible, as quickly as possible.
Stephanie Webb for ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Stephanie. Amazon is now the second most valuable company in America. The online retailer took the spot from Alphabet, the owner of Google. Amazon's value now stands at about $765 billion. CEO Jeff Bezos is worth about $130 billion, but Amazon has a ways to go before it reaches the most valuable company, which is Apple, and it's worth nearly $900 billion. Well, if you have an idea for the next great coffee cup, you could take home $10 million. Starbucks has launched a challenge to create an eco-friendly disposable coffee cup. The big challenge may be figuring out how to create a lining for the cup that can break down. Coffee drinkers around the world go through 600 plastic and paper cups every year. On a sweeter note, March is also the beginning of maple syrup season. For all of you pancake lovers, maple syrup is running and is ready. Every spring, maple producers across New England collect sap from sugar maple trees, then boil it down into syrup. The season usually runs from early March to late April. Last year, more than 4 million gallons of maple syrup were produced here in the U.S. I guess we like our syrup and pancakes. Let's head over to the kitchen now and check in with ABC7 Culinary Director Judy Gallagher, who has a special guest with her in the kitchen today. Judy?
That's right, Scott, but first I have to tell you I love pancakes, and being a New Englander, I love the pure maple syrup, so that was a good spot. But I also love pork belly and ways to prepare dishes without the sugar. So Bob, tell us what you're making today.
Well, you know, pork belly, one of the reasons why you love it is it's so versatile and it's really, really popular at Gold Rush. Today we're going to prepare it for baking or smoking, but the one fun thing we do is we're going to utilize our new Stevia Sweet Barbecue Sauce, which has been a big hit, and we're going to show how professional chefs and people at home can make it their own flavor.
I love this, and great tips for people that are maybe diabetics or on the epilepsy diet or paleo diet. I mean, these are all really good ideas. So you're going to teach us some saucy and sweet and hot items, and I'm looking forward to it, Bob.
Absolutely.
Thanks. We'll be back to start cooking in just a few minutes.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7.
This technology is beneficial in so many ways. If we have a crime and we're investigating a burglary, we'll search the database for that suspect's vehicle.
Red light cameras aren't just used to give you a ticket, they can be used to help law enforcement with investigations. I'm Alan Cohn. Why aren't more communities using them? Meet me at the Trapezoid.
Tonight on ABC 7 News at 7, your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Dear parents, it's time for a pop quiz. What's the best kind of play for kids? Play that makes us think? Or helps us pretend? Or teaches us rules? Or to be creative? Actually, every kind of play is important because different kinds of play give us different kinds of skills. Help us mix up the ways we play. Okay, class dismissed. Now go play.
All right, crew, let's get started. Sure.
Don't ignore the law. You must call 811 at least 2 to 3 days before any digging project so you can avoid hitting our essential buried utilities. For digging projects big or small, make the call to 811.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
Check out My Suncoast Dining on mysuncoast.com for Chef Judy's favorite recipes, restaurant guide, and more. Go to mysuncoast.com/dining.
Give up her purse to thieves. Surveillance video shows the woman on top of a moving car trying to fight off those thieves. Brian Enton has her story.
Look closely at this surveillance video. That is a pregnant woman on the hood of a moving car.
I was on the car. I was like stopping them, but they were like taking me.
Cassandra Better is almost 9 months pregnant. She was planning her baby shower at Loomis Park in Miami Saturday afternoon when she noticed the two men in this white Mercedes.
And they were literally being sneaky so we wouldn't see them. They were like this, you know, like ducking down.
That's when Cassandra noticed them go into her unlocked car.
The whole time we were actually looking at the car. I saw him put his hand in and take the black and white purse, and that's when we started running.
In the surveillance video, you see pregnant Cassandra sprint across the park, going after the burglars.
I know a lot of people are like, why would you do that? But like, in a moment like that, you're not just gonna sit there like, oh, you're stealing from me. Like.
The driver of the Mercedes accelerates towards her, and Cassandra ends up on the hood of the moving car.
They had their window down, and I was screaming. I'm like, I'm pregnant, you know, After it happened, I was in a lot of pain. Like it was a lot of pain. And so the ambulance came, they checked me out, they calmed me down. I was like, look, I'm fine. I just want to find them. I was worried about finding them.
Inside the two purses, the burglars got away with $3,000 in cash and a diamond ring. Cassandra says she had the valuables with her because she was saving up to buy a house.
This is an unfortunate situation, but she's able to walk away. She is pregnant, so that makes the charges so much more.
Cassandra realizes what she did was risky, but she says if she wasn't pregnant, she would have done even more.
I was trying to stop them, but at the same time, I was trying to think about the baby, so that's the only reason I moved. If not, I would have held on. Like James Bond, for real.
Well, a $1,000 reward is now being offered for information on those suspects. Hope they find them. Time now to get back to the kitchen. Check in again with Judy and her guest today from Gold Rush Barbecue in Venice. Judy?
Okay, Bob, we're talking pork belly, and you're going to teach us how to season it. And people need to know that you can actually pick up pork belly, I did this weekend, at the Whole Foods on University, right in the meat case.
Right, yeah, it's getting more, it's so popular, getting more and more popular. But anyway, this one is a skin pork belly. I mean, you see this, but this is mainly fat. The hard skin's been taken off, but you still want to score it just a little bit to get those flavors down in there. Okay.
Perfect.
So we're going to start with just a little classic mustard.
And you know what? People sometimes get a little bit afraid of using yellow mustard. I love French's yellow mustard,
it's just a
right?
classic flavor.
It's especially with pork. I'll be making a pork and fennel roast this weekend. I'll be thinking about you.
Yeah, definitely.
And that just goes so well with using that type of mustard.
I agree. Well, we're going to end up baking this, or you can also smoke it. But to prep it up, again, mustard and then some kind of seasoned salt or favorite rib rub, like we have at Gold Rush.
Okay.
And then a lot of times brown sugar, but today, because we're doing the stevia sweet, we're going to use monk fruit, which they have available now brown, so it'll brown on top of the pork belly, kind of like
where
a brown
can I get
sugar
that?
rub. You can find it online, or I'm sure Whole Foods has it, or any
Good.
and
health
monk
food
fruit,
store. Right, that's the way to go.
It's
So zero sugar, right?
Right, zero glycemic index. And then you're going to finish it off with a little rosemary. And this will go in the oven or in your smoker for about 8 hours at 225.
Oh, so slow and low.
Right, or even if you don't have a smoker, you can put it on your grill with a little bit of wood chips and get some smoke on, and then transfer it into the home oven to finish it off. So you can do that, or you could even use a little liquid smoke.
Just to give it, sure. So great ideas. Now we probably have time to at least start one of the sauces, so let's do it.
We're going to do my favorite, which is, you know, all these extracts are available. I found them at Olive Nation online. There are literally hundreds, and as a diabetic or people who want to experiment, you can add flavor to food without adding sugar. So these are all stevia sweet based sauces.
Great idea.
We're going to put just a drop of pineapple in there.
And you mean a drop. You even said at home you're using eyedroppers.
And then a tablespoon of some vanilla sugar-free syrup.
Ooh.
So I'm totally going to change this up. You're going to see
like that.
when we're ready.
Okay.
We have a new flavored sauce.
Can I dip?
Sure.
Dare I dip? Oh my gosh, the pineapple flavor is explosive. I have to have that. I need to take that home. Come back, we're gonna make some more sauces. This is a simple and a really flavorful dish.
Motor Trend said the new Alfa Romeo Giulia is hands down the best sports sedan you can buy today. And named it the 2018 Motor Trend Car of the Year. Rediscover your passion for driving at Sunset Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
I'm calling in regards about my mother, and I'm here, and I just want to thank you because it saved my mother's life yesterday. And I'd like to know the names of the people that came in and saved her so I could call and thank them. And she's doing fine. It's a wonderful thing. Thank you.
When you fall and cannot get up, an accident can turn into a tragedy. But with Life Alert, one touch of a button can get you help fast. Life Alert saves a person from a catastrophe every 10 minutes.
Life Alert is a lifesaver. If it weren't for Life Alert, I wouldn't be sitting here today.
For a free Life Alert brochure, call 1-800-652-3012. That's 1-800-652-3012. Call now 1-800-652-3012. For a free brochure, call 1-800-652-3012.
I just need a second.
Is your weight holding you back and affecting your health?
Did you see this? Your cousin had a heart attack.
Really?
Excess weight or obesity can be serious, but you can do something about it. Visit yourweightmatters.org. Download the free toolkit to prepare you to speak with a healthcare provider. Your weight does matter. Accept the challenge and take charge today. Visit yourweightmatters.org.
My name is Blake. I received a heart transplant when I was 2 weeks old. I play defense for the Red Hot Tornadoes. Sometimes my heart starts pounding like faster and faster as I go. I know I have someone else's heart inside me. It makes me feel happy because someone was generous enough to give me a second chance to live.
This gift of life was made possible by an organ donor. Imagine what you could make possible. Sign up as an organ, eye, and tissue donor. Go to organdonor.gov.
Are you a soccer mom or dad?
Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
When evaluating the Alfa Romeo Stelvio, Car and Driver magazine said every crossover should be this good to drive. We agree. Rediscover your passion for driving at Alfa Romeo of Sarasota.
Coming up, how the Northeast is hunkering down for their 4th nor'easter storm in 3 weeks. Plus, what President Trump is saying about the latest allegations raised by 3 women. And how a ferry company plans to bring people from St. Petersburg all the way to Anna Maria Island.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 12:30.
Welcome back. Our top story this half hour, continuing coverage from Austin, Texas, where police have confirmed the man accused of sending and detonating explosives in the mail is now dead. Austin police identifying the suspect as 24-year-old Mark Anthony Condit. They say Condit died after he detonated a device inside his car as police got closer. The Austin police chief says he's confident Condit is the one behind the bombings that have killed 2 and injured 5 others. The chief also said they lost track of Condit at some point during the past 24 hours, so residents still need to be on guard in case he left or sent any other devices. Now to that nor'easter hitting right now, bringing nearly a foot of snow to some areas. More than 3,000 flights have been canceled so far, including nearly 100 flights affected at Tampa International Airport. ABC's Maggie Rulli has the latest from New York.
Snow, sleet, and gusty winds. This is how the Northeast is welcoming the first full day of spring with another nor'easter, the 4th to hit in just 3 weeks.
This has been the longest winter of anybody's life.
17 states from Tennessee to Maine are under winter storm warnings and advisories. After being walloped by 3 separate storms, Massachusetts says they're ready for number 4. The city of Boston has 28,000 tons of salt, and they've already begun prepping the roads. New Jersey has declared a state of emergency as cities up and down the coast are shutting down. Philadelphia declaring a snow emergency. Schools in D.C. and New York City closed.
It's going to get worse as the day goes on. If you don't have to travel, please don't be on the roads.
The slick, icy roads are making driving treacherous. Troopers in Maryland say they've responded to more than 400 crashes overnight, including this deadly crash in Carroll County that left 1 person dead.
We've had, I think, our share of the cold weather for this season.
Airlines canceling more than 3,000 flights ahead of the storm.
I cannot stress strongly enough that anyone who expects or wants to go to an airport should check with their carrier. Most flights, both arrivals and departures, will be affected.
Here in New York and in nearby Philly and Boston, we're expecting the worst of this snow to hit right during the commute home. So officials are reminding people that if you don't have to be out in this storm, don't be. Maggie Rulli, ABC News, New York.
Well, the owners of a ferry business hope to start a service from St. Petersburg to Anna Maria Island. Right now, the only connection between the 2 areas, often congested roads. Corey Hubbard and her family have run Tampa Bay Ferry since 1928 and say the service would hold up to 49 people. All they need now is the city's approval to use the dock at Waterline Marina Resort. Hubbard says she wants to help connect the 2 communities.
This is a perfect opportunity. We come right into this inlet, we dock our boat here, pick up and drop off twice a day. We would be more than privileged to access it here. The construction of this hotel is incredible, and we'd be thrilled for the opportunity.
City says it still needs to discuss with Hubbard where riders would park since there is not any space at that resort. They're set to talk about the issue at a workshop coming up in late June. And check out this photo of the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. ABC 7 viewer Vicki Sullivan took the photo that shows a massive cruise ship passing underneath the span. Eyewitnesses say there was only about 5 feet of clearance for that ship underneath, but it did clear. We're glad to report. All right. Pretty cool shot, though.
It's a cool shot. My guess is they know what they're doing.
Yeah, they sure
I guess
do.
it's all computerized now, and the days of the Achille Lauro are kind of over with,
Right.
So we're looking at some pretty nice conditions out there right now. A lot of blue sky, a lot of sunshine, which is in contrast, I guess, to other places across the country. Our tower cam shows some very fine conditions out there. And in fact, so does my tower cam, which I've got. Let me just advance it and get that out of the picture there. There we go. And we're looking at some very pleasant conditions across the region that include sunshine for the remainder of the day. But even so, our weather won't really warm all that much. You'll see our daytime high temperature really only about a couple of degrees warmer than it is right now. 65 degrees by 7 p.m., 12 midnight rather, temperature about 60. We'll bottom it out tonight in the 50s. So here's the rainfall, Doppler estimated rainfall that we got yesterday from the showers that moved through. And some of the totals are pretty good. 3-inch rainfalls in some places. Some places in the state of Florida got much more, almost double that. Now, that's good because, believe it or not, we have some drought conditions across the state of Florida, have had, even with those rains officially from the airport at ½ an inch in that location. We're down about 3.5 inches for the year-to-date total. So our area right now is still abnormally dry, and some places in South Florida in drought conditions. So hopefully that will change a little bit with the latest drought index report coming out later today. But you know, we could use the rain. We got the rain. That's good. Hopefully we'll get some more rain, but we won't for 7 days. Talk about that in a minute. Scott?
John, thanks. Nearly 4 months after the death of notorious cult leader Charles Manson, his cremated remains have been scattered on a California hillside. There was a legal battle after Manson died in November for the right to Manson's remains. His grandson, Jason Freeman, who lives in Bradenton, battled 2 other men for the right to dispose of the remains before Freeman ultimately won it in court. He says about 20 people attended the burial. While the fight over Manson's remains is over, the court battle for his estate is still being fought in court, including the right to Manson's personal items and music rights. In Washington, new trouble for President Trump today. 3 women are now pursuing legal action, one over a case of alleged harassment and 2 others over alleged affairs. ABC's Lindsay Davis has more.
An emboldened Stormy Daniels taking to Twitter to rebuff a critic who suggested the adult movie star just disappear, claiming no one cares she slept with the President of the United States 12 years ago. To that she tweeted, "Technically, I didn't sleep with the POTUS 12 years ago. There was no sleeping, he. And he was just a goofy reality TV star. But I digress. People do care that he lied about it, had me bullied, broke laws to cover it up, etc. And P.S. I am not going anywhere." On Tuesday, her attorney released this picture of what he says is Daniels taking a polygraph test in 2011.
Why release the results of a polygraph test from 2011 now?
She passed that test with flying colors. Quite honestly, we're taken aback by some of the accusations that she attempted to shake down the president in 2016 and fabricated a story to impact the election. It's completely bogus, and the polygraph test results show that.
According to documents provided by Daniels, in the opinion of the administrator of the polygraph, she was truthful about having sex with Trump. And now more lawsuits this morning centering around Donald Trump's alleged extramarital relationships. The latest from former Playboy model Karen McDougal. The 46-year-old is now suing the publisher of the National Enquirer, alleging she was tricked into signing an agreement to keep quiet about an alleged affair with Trump. McDougal filed the suit Tuesday against American Media Inc. She says they promised her $150,000, 2 magazine covers, and 24 months of articles or columns. But she insists many of those promises never materialized. McDougal says she had a 10-month romantic relationship with Trump after meeting during the shooting of an Apprentice episode taped at the Playboy Mansion in 2006.
Come on over. Wow, beautiful.
AMI tells ABC News the suggestion that AMI silenced her is completely without merit, adding they have published several of her columns and claim she has not responded to repeated requests for a cover photo shoot for Men's Journal. And a victory Tuesday for former Apprentice contestant Summer Zervos. A New York court denied Trump's attorney's request to have a defamation suit against the president dismissed. Zervos accused Trump of groping her back in 2007. She's now accusing him of defaming her during the 2016 presidential campaign by saying she lied. An attorney for President Trump says they plan to appeal.
It was Lindsay Davis reporting. Stormy Daniels' attorney says he purchased video of her polygraph test for $25,000 because he learned other parties were trying to get the video to destroy the information. Back to the kitchen now to check in again with Judy and her guest today, Bob from Gold Rush Barbecue in Venice.
Okay, Bob, so you've taken that gorgeous pork belly out of the oven.
That's right. After 8 hours at 225.
Okay.
And the secret is you want to get that in the refrigerator. Let it cool down. Then you can slice it because you know it's so fragile. But after you cooled it down and sliced it, then you want to grill it up a little bit right before you serve it. So just put it on your grill, inside or outside. And of course, then you're going to douse it up with some Stevia Sweet barbecue sauce.
Now let's talk for one moment about Stevia Sweet, because this is something that you're very passionate about. You were told that you needed to cut out your sugar, and you created this sauce from the stevia plant.
From the stevia plant, which stevia is an herb. A lot of people think it's a chemical, but it's actually a plant, and it's less processed than sugar. But you know, at Gold Rush, I just thought, let me share it with our customers, but it was such an instant hit. And now we're so proud to say that, you know, Sysco's our first distributor, and it's available in gallon containers to chefs all over the nation. Which,
that's so exciting.
If we have time, can we do one more sauce?
Yeah, I love making this sauce. You're going to go spicy now?
So this is going to go spicy. So a chef could just take, you know, our base, which is the Stevia Sweet, and add about a half a tablespoon of cayenne.
Oh, it's going to go hot.
And you know, it's so fun because I got these at Whole Foods. I went down there and just they have so many great spices to choose from.
I know. You have such a, there's so many things going on here. Such great points of where to get the different extracts and seasonings.
And then, you know, I based our sauce very basic. I mean, it was delicious, but you can doctor it up with a little liquid smoke if you want. A lot of people like a smoky flavor. So now we have this spicy, smoky sauce that some chef can say, I created this, even if it's mom at home or the pit master in the backyard or a chef at a high-end restaurant.
Okay, so you know what I'm doing when I have dinner parties now with your Stevia Sweet barbecue sauce. I'm just telling them I made it. That's a great idea. How many minutes per side as you're warming this up?
This is really just, it's fully cooked, so just as warm as you want it. You know, I like it crispy.
Yeah.
You know, pork belly is so versatile. You can even, once you smoke it, you can really chill it down and fry it if you want to. Or, you know, again, I love to have it grilled. And the more you let the sauce cook on there, the little crispier it gets. You know, which adds to that flavor all the time.
And you can make a breadless BLT by using leaf lettuce and mayonnaise and thick slices of tomato and some cucumber using the pork belly.
That's why I love the Stevia Sweet, because everything we have at Gold Rush is the perfect center plate for a person watching carbs.
Right.
They're just always putting our lovely sugar sauce on it, and now they have an option.
Now we have a great option. Come back. I'm going to get ready for a taste. I'll let you know where you can find the recipe and where you can enter to win a $50 gift card to one of our restaurants.
My name is Stephen Campagna. We're Ben Gates and Dramus, and here is your law tip of the week. If you've been injured in an accident, whether or not it's your fault, your insurance company might be responsible for some of your expenses. So give us a call. We've got your back.
I just had a very educational ride with Nina.
Did you learn anything?
Where do I begin? So all this stuff goes into a safety check.
Yep.
It's a long list.
It's important stuff.
Test the smoke detector.
Yep.
Check the breaker box.
Yep.
Meter the GFCIs.
Ground fault circuit interrupters.
Why do that?
Call 888-8-SPARKY.
Nina, you make it look easy.
Thanks, but don't do it yourself.
Who's your guy?
According to a new survey by U.S. News and World Report, 3 of Alabama's top 4 hotels and resorts are part of the Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail Resort Collection. The Grand Hotel Marriott Resort in Point Clear, the Battle House Renaissance Mobile Hotel and Spa, and the Renaissance Birmingham Ross Bridge Golf Resort and Spa. Hey, we didn't invent Southern hospitality, we just offer more of it. Visit rtjgolf.com/resorts to find out more.
Don't allow your weight to threaten your health or control your future. Excess weight or obesity can cause emotional and physical health risks. But you can take control. The Your Weight Matters campaign offers free resources and tips to help you measure and understand your weight. Take the Your Weight Matters Challenge. The free toolkit prepares you to speak with a healthcare provider about your weight. Your weight does matter. Take the challenge and take control today.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now.
Now your ABC 7 First Alert Weather Forecast with meteorologist John Scalzi.
A 66-degree air temperature, dew point value 47, low dew point, making the humidity very low as well at 50%. Northwest wind breezy at 23. Will continue to be brisk throughout the day today, so small craft advisories for coastal waters are up. We have a temperature of 66 in Parrish, Bradenton, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Venice, Inglewood. You get the idea. And even in inland areas, the temperatures are pretty similar. So the contrast between coastal regions and inland regions has kind of evaporated. This morning it was a little warmer along the coastline than it was inland. But like I say, temperature gradient now kind of uniform. And the difference in temperature between now and 24 hours ago at this time is pretty significant. Coming in at better than 10 degrees cooler today than it was 24 hours ago, and in some cases almost 15 degrees cooler. So clearly we are changing the air mass out over the entire area. And the reason for that, of course, is the frontal boundary that came through yesterday and those strong winds out of the northwest drawing down some cooler, drier air. 3 p.m. temperature doesn't change a whole lot. We'll go with about 68 degrees for a high temperature today. Then as we head into the evening hours, 65. Over the course of the evening, we'll drop it down into the 60s, and then tomorrow morning when you wake up, we'll be in the lower 50s. So quite a bit cooler tomorrow morning. And in fact, it's not the coolest night of the week. Probably tomorrow night will be even cooler than tonight will be. Titan radar quiet across the entire area. Of course, that nor'easter now dropping a lot of snow. Anywhere from about Washington, D.C. on up through New York is where the heaviest snow is now falling, but that will be changing as the low moves northward and Boston gets incorporated into the mix. They could pick up a foot of snow in Boston. Could get almost a foot of snow. Certainly on Long Island, they could get a foot of snow. About 10-inch snowfall in Manhattan. It's going to be a snowy wonderland up there, but a traveler's nightmare. As far as our weather goes, well, it's driven by a high-pressure ridge, which continues to build in. Winds out of the north, drawing down that cooler, drier air, bringing us several days in a row of very, very nice conditions. Sunny, rain-free, really right straight through the rest of the 7-day forecast, but cooler for several days in a row before we start to warm it up again. And pretty soon we'll be back into the 80s, so not too bad. This dry air indicated here by the tan colorization is a river of dry air across the state of Florida that'll keep us in sunshine for at least 3 or 4 or 5 days. So we have another front coming down the road next week, but even that one I think will come through basically dry. Northwest wind at about 20 today. Small craft advisory up. Look for those seas to be choppy out there, coming in at 5 to 7 foot. We have had a 9:50 low tide. High tide comes at not 23:14, and we're not on a 24-hour clock here, at 3:14, and then low tide comes at 11:19 this evening. So the forecast looks like this. 68 degrees today. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler. Nighttime low, a lot cooler, coming in at 45. And then even in the 40s for an overnight low Friday into Saturday. But Saturday we start to warm. Significant warming, actually. That carries us into Sunday with a temperature of about 78 degrees. And then as we head into next work week, we're looking at temperatures that crack the 80 mark, both Monday and Tuesday, and really for a lot of the week to come. Scott?
John, thanks so much. In HealthSmart, it looks like a male birth control pill could soon become a reality. Researchers say a proposed hormone pill could reduce testosterone and other hormone levels without causing any serious side effects. A safe and effective male birth control pill has been a long-time goal in medicine. Researchers say the sample size for this study was small, so there needs to be more research to look for any potential side effects. For 50 years now, researchers have asked kids to draw a scientist, and lately they've seen a major change. ABC's Arlette Saenz explains.
Draw a scientist. What do they draw? For 5 decades, they have drawn men. But according to researchers at Northwestern University, that's less and less true. That's right, they're drawing women. Stereotypes, it seems, do change. As more women have entered the field, children draw scientists with ponytails and dresses. In this first attempt to look at all of the 20,000 collected drawings of children from kindergarten to 12th grade, the numbers tell the story. In the first study, between 1966 and 1977, less than 1% of the drawings showed women. In later studies, 1985 to 2016, 28% drew a female scientist. The researchers say that men weren't particularly associated with science till grade school began. Then kids drew more men as they got older. Of course, there's at least one reason why a child might draw a female scientist. Their mom might be one. With this Medical Minute, I'm Arlette Saenz, ABC News.
Still to come in your Suncoast News, how a musician and former Beatle Ringo Starr just got a new title. You'll call him Sir now.
Maybe you can make retirement happen. After all, you made her college years happen. Opening that education savings account when she was little. Spearheading a campus tour. And another, and another, and another, and another. Bam! Deciphering financial aid. She was like, what? But now she's like, you aced planning for college. Now get the tips you need to get on track at aceyourretirement.org.
We're losing exotic animals on a daily basis, and the ones that we have in captivity are really the ambassadors for their wild counterparts. I'm Clayton Rozier from the Big Cat Habitat and Gulf Coast Sanctuary, housing over 150 exotic animals that needed a great home. And if you love animals, please help them. Do it locally. Support your local no-kill shelters, your local wild animal sanctuaries. Make a difference where you can.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong, a place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Our nation's servicemen and women show great courage and leadership, both on and off the battlefield. When they transition to civilian life, they can apply the skills and values they learned in the military to the workplace. That's why the Coalition to Salute America's Heroes is urging employers everywhere to be smart, bet on a vet. Hiring a veteran is also a great way to show your appreciation for them. To learn more, call 1-888-44-SALUTE.
A promise was made, a promise that hit the beaches of Normandy, a vow that captured Iwo Jima, a contract that weathered Tet, a pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq, an IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
I love taking care of my mom. It wasn't easy at first. She learned how to better communicate her needs.
And you learned how to not ignore yours.
I discovered how to make healthier meals.
And I discovered how much I enjoyed them.
Becoming a caregiver is a learning experience for everyone. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Enjoy some of the best Suncoast restaurants on me. Just go to mysuncoast.com/dining, sign up for the newsletter if you haven't already, and you can win a $50 gift card to a restaurant in our area. We'll pick a winner each week, so go on our website and sign up now. Hey, Bob, we have your beautiful roasted pork belly, some of your coleslaw, which I have to say I love it, Gold Rush Barbecue. It's great slaw.
I'm gonna top you off with a little bit of our pineapple infused stevia sweet barbecue sauce we just
The
made.
one that I made, you mean?
That's right.
Yeah, if you want this recipe and so much more, log on to mysuncoast.com, click on recipes, you'll have the recipe, and you'll see the video so you can get all those tips of the different things that we used here and where to buy them. John, I bet you wish you were standing here at the kitchen set right now eating this pork belly, but somebody's got to, so I'll save you guys a bite. So we have a
Leave me some.
We have a gift certificate contest going on. Log on and see if you can win a $50 gift card. Just sign up for our culinary newsletter, and guys, this bite's for you.
We both want you to save us a little bit. Thank you so much, Judy and Bob. In entertainment news, everyone's favorite neighbor is headed to the big screen. Sorry, I got a little close there. Oscar nominee is going back to Uber, and Black Panther has set another record, but not at the box office. David Daniel has details in today's Hollywood Minute.
You take all of the elements that make good television and do the exact opposite. You have Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Low production values, simple set, unlikely star, yet it worked.
Focus Features marked what would have been Fred Rogers' 90th birthday with a new trailer for Won't You Be My Neighbor, a documentary about the children's television host who inspired generations of children. The film hits theaters June 8th.
I'm just gonna call an Uber.
Your driver will be ready as soon as he puts on his pants.
He drove for Uber in The Big Sick. Now Kumail Nanjiani is returning to the ride-sharing biz for another role. He's teaming up with Dave Bautista from Guardians of the Galaxy for the action comedy Stuber. Bautista plays a cop who jumps into Nanjiani's Uber car while chasing a killer, sending the pair on a wild ride. Black Panther has set yet another record on social media. Twitter says the Marvel blockbuster is now the most tweeted about movie of all time. It's been the subject of more than 35 million tweets. The previous record holder was Star Wars: The Force Awakens. On Twitter, at least, even a galaxy far, far away can't compete with Wakanda. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Finally today, Ringo Starr can now call himself a Knight of Bachelor of the British Empire. The Beatles drummer and music great was knighted at Buckingham Palace Tuesday by Britain's Prince William. The 77-year-old was honored for his contributions to music. Starr is the second Beatle to be knighted. Paul McCartney received the honor back in 1997. And like McCartney, Starr can now be referred to the title of Sir. Sir Ringo Starr.
That's how you both are to me.
Oh.
Just so you know, you're officially knighted with a plastic fork and some pork belly.
Love it. Pork belly works.
right, yeah.
Why did it take so long to knight him? I don't understand.
I know.
I should have knighted them both at the same time, right?
Yeah.
I mean, of course, I'll
Part of the
probably
Beatles.
get some arguments from music aficionados, but.
Thanks so much for joining us. Have a great day ahead. We'll see you again at 5.
Car experts and customers agree there's a lot to love about a new Subaru. Subaru is Kelley Blue Book's 2017 most trusted brand, best overall brand, and lowest 5-year cost to own. And Subaru Impreza is an IIHS top safety pick for 11 years running. Lease the all-new 2018 Subaru Impreza for just $195 a month for 42 months with zero due at signing. That's right, not one penny. Get more for your money during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.